Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. So guess what? We are getting ready. Where are we going? We're going to Disney World. Yeah, it's Sunday when I'm filming, and we are going to Epcot just to hang out. We have the Florida annual pass, so sometimes when you're feeling a little down, you just go to the happiest place on earth. And I really haven't been feeling great lately, so my guy was like, come on, let's go. So I decided to just jump on and do a get ready with me. If you're interested in what I do, please keep watching. So, as you can see, I've already started, time purposes. So before I put anything on my face, I did do my skincare. I washed my face. I toned. I used like a Lancome toner. I've been using it for years. It has like that pink juice. Really good for my skin type. And then I put down some of this Drunk Elephant. This is the vitamin C. Then I used this Charlotte Tilbury Crystal Elixir. I got the jumbo bottle. I also use this cream. This is from JLo Beauty. I've been using this, and this is my second jar. Don't know what it's called, but it's from JLo Beauty, and it has SPF like 30, I think, in it. So I love this. Very smooth application. And then, of course, on top of that, I put my Black Girl sunscreen, which this has 45 SPF. So that's skincare. Now, in terms of my brows, I use these two. This is really an eyeliner from Revlon. It's a Revlon Color Stay, and this is in the color 203. And of course, I used this pencil right here, and I think this is the 5.5 or the 5. Yeah, y'all know what this is. And to sculpt my brows, I use this right here from Playing in Makeup by Yolando, and this is in H. So that's what I did already. So let's get started with the stuff I'm gonna do now. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is like get a crease color. Typically I would use this right here. This is from Fenty, and this is Mocha Mommy. Don't judge, but I use this like almost every single day for my crease color. But today I was just feeling a little adventurous, and I decided that, I'm trying not to blind you, to use this palette right here, and this is the Maneater palette, and this is from Tarte. Oh, here she comes. Watch out, boys, she'll chew you up. Oh, here she comes. She's a man-eater. That song was stuck in my head. Like, every time I see this palette, I think of that song. So I think I am going to go in with a really fluffy brush. This is from Plain Makeup from Yolando. And I'm going to go with, gosh, it's hard. Y'all know I'm not Jackie Aina. I am going to go with this color. I think I'm going to go with this color right here. It's like a clay kind of color. So that's what I'm going to use for my crease color today. So how y'all doing? Hopefully everybody's doing fine. I'm doing okay. I haven't been feeling the best. So, we're trying to really drill down what my problem is. But yeah, this is just throwing a little bit of this in the crease. Usually you have to use like a really fluffy brush for this, because you want the product to just like, spread nice and evenly. I'm even looking, I'm thinking, this brush is not as fluffy as I need it to be. So I just picked up another one, and this one is from Morphe, the M453. Almost said from the house of Morphe. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. So yeah, that's all I'm doing right here. Just putting down a little bit, and of course, I had to dip into my Mocha Mommy. Yep. So yeah, that's what I needed to do. Just sit there and just not do too much, and let you be my color, my crease color. I'm really not trying to do an eye look today, to be honest. I'm going to Disney. So I'm going to just use this all over my lid. And just keep it really, really simple. As simple as it gets. And I'm going to come back in later and like add a little bit more, or maybe I might add a little bit of color. But right now it looks just the way I need it to look. Just like a nice base. That might just be my eyeshadow look for the day. Why not? It's pretty, it's simple. Okay, so now before I go in with anything else, y'all, the thing is almost done. This is my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Setting Spray. I am going to pick this up in the Sephora sale. I don't know when I'm dropping this, but just know that your girl's gonna re-up. I love this thing. It's really a really nice setting spray. And I put it down before I actually put my makeup on. Let it dry a little bit and tings. I'm going to go back in with the brush here while this is drying. I did not bring my fan. It's all the way over there. And I don't feel like getting up. You know? So that's what's happening in my neck of the woods. So next up, we're going to use this primer. This has been my holy grail primer forever, since I discovered it a couple years ago. And this is also from Plain & Makeup by Yolando. And it is like, I think it's called a Faded Silk Primer. I just opened a new one. It has this like putty consistency, but it's not too thick at all. And it makes my face like so smooth. It just takes away all of my bad decisions. Alright, so this is what that's the texture. This is what it looks like. It looks like it's gonna mess with your makeup shade, but it does not. Trust me. Not by a long shot does it do that. Trying to bring back my head thing a little bit. Looking like a crazy person. So y'all, what do you guys think about the state of nursing? Do I have any nurses that watch me? I am a registered nurse. I'm not sure how many people know this, but that's what I do for a living. This is my 20th year in nursing. Ooh, Lord, when I looked at the year and I was like, oh my gosh, I became a nurse in 2003. It was kind of like a second career for me. I needed something a little bit more flexible when I had my children. So I chose nursing. So yeah, I want to talk about nursing. The state of nursing in these United States. I don't know about worldwide, but I can tell you what's happening around me. So that's the primer. So it's really good if you have like big pores or whatnot. And I'll try to link everything below so that you'll know where to find it if you're interested. Okay, so that is the primer. I am looking like a crazy person, am I not? So next up, I'm going to do a little bit of color correcting. I don't always color correct. It just depends on how I feel my skin is looking, what I want, you know, how flawless of a beat I need. So what I use is this right here. This is the MAC. It's a color correcting little palette or whatever. So I use like the orange one to kind of neutralize the dark spots. So that's what I am about to do. This brush here is, guess from where? Playing in Makeup by Yolando. Yo, check out that brand. They got a lot of cool things. And it's woman owned, sister from Jamaica. And yeah, I think I put too much, but it's okay. We can share it out. We can share it out because I got to put some around my lips. So that is what I do. Yeah. So yeah, do I have any nurse watchers? Anybody in the medical field? Nurse, CNA, whatever. How are things going for you in your city? I mean, I know that we're basically we're all traumatized. I'm going to use a bigger brush now to just share it out a little bit more. We're all a little traumatized from COVID. Yes, we are. But, you know, we're resilient, so we bounce back. Yeah, I look like I should be in like a cartoon or something right now with all this orange stuff under my eyes. But yeah, I share it out, and then the actual what is it? Foundation is gonna do what it needs to do to make this look normal. That's the plan. I'm gonna look normal, I promise, by the end of this. Okay, so now I'm gonna go on with my foundation today because I'm gonna be outside in the heat. The high is like 85 today in October. That's what the high is going to be in Kissimmee, where Disney is. Madness. I heard people talking about they got snow and whatnot. I was like, oh yeah, no, not me. So I'm going to use the Estée Lauder Double Wear, and this is in 7N. N is neutral. I'm going to spray it on my little thingamajig here, but first I need to open it, don't I? Just a little bit of, oh Lord. Talk about technical difficulties. There we go. 2 pumps, that'll do. That will do it. 2 pump-a-lumps. Stir it up a little bit with one of my brushes, and then sometimes I just do this to make sure that that's the shade I want to wear. And that looks like the shade I want to wear. So if you're a nurse, which part of nursing are you? Like, nursing is one of the cool professions that, you know, you don't have to do the same thing. If you get burnt out in one area, you can make a switch. I mean, it could be a seamless switch or not, but you can make a switch. That's for sure. For me, so I told you I was 20 years in nursing. I spent the majority of my career in skilled nursing. For those of you who are not aware of what skilled nursing is, it's basically in the nursing home industry. So I live for my old people. And I live in Florida, so it works out. So I grew up in long-term care. I originally got my nursing license in the state of California. and we decided to move from Cali because we wanted to be in Florida, which would be easier for flights to go to the Caribbean, because you guys know by now that is where I'm from. Because geez, flying from Cali to Grenada, my word, that was like a whole undertaking. It's like, ugh. It felt like it was days and days of travel, when in fact it was only a whole day. Whole entire day, like, oh. Yeah, I was saying it was like a whole entire day to travel, so we decided to just take the move to Florida. I miss California though, I'm not gonna lie. I forgot to put some gloss on. And this is the that gloss from Laneige. Really moisturizing. I love it. So yeah, I got my license in Cali. Spent about a year before we decided to move to Florida. And yep, I got myself all entangled. I started an entanglement with skilled nursing. So skilled nursing is really like the nursing home industry. So like I was saying, I grew up in skilled nursing. So I first got my nursing license at the first level you could get your nursing license. I was in LVN on the West Coast and Texas, and LPN in most of the other states. And then after that, after about a year being that, I transitioned into my RN. So yeah, that's where it all started. And I'm just like really trying to blend this a little bit more while the foundation settles. I'll put a little bit. Where's my brush? The brush I'm using is from Planet Makeup by Yolando also. It's like just like a really flat. I really like how it appears. How it applies my makeup. Very evenly. Very evenly. So yeah. So I started. So when I was a baby nurse, of course I worked on the floor. I worked on the floor as a nurse for a baby nurse for about 2 years, honestly. My LPN year, and while I was going to RN school, I worked part-time. Then once I became a registered nurse, I started slowly moving into the management side of things. I think the color is looking good. Now let me tell you about this. If you don't know, this thing is one of the best. I have a bunch of foundations, but this is the one I pull for if I'm going to be in the heat, if I'm going to be, if I know it's going to be hot and I don't want my foundation to move. This is your girl. Estée Lauder Double Wear. If your skin is super dry, you need to be careful. Even I need to be careful as my skin is maturing, because dry foundation, really matte foundations, they really settle into your lines and whatnot. So be careful. But this is the one I pull out if I know I'm going to somewhere like Disney World, where I'm gonna be in the elements and I'm gonna break me a little sweat, but my makeup will stay snatched. You heard? Snatched. Okay, also the foundation is on. It's evened out, I think. And now I am going to do some concealer. So typically I do 2 concealers. I do one that's closer to my skin tone, and then I do a brightening one. So the one that I'm using here that's closer to my skin tone is, it's called Velvet something. I'll link it below, but it's from Hourglass. I love this consistency. It is so smooth and easy to apply. So I usually apply some on my outer, or like this, a little bit of this, then a little bit right here by the nose. Go back in, keep it bow. Under the chin, up here, and then a little tiny bit on the nose. I look like the woman king. Well, I was gonna say Wakanda Forever, but that's a whole different movie, y'all. Whole different movie. So that's what I do, and then I go in with my, this is my Fenty stick. This one is in Ebony. And that's for my cream contour. A little bit up here. Y'all can't test me. Look at my face. I'm ready for you. Don't come here with your nonsense, because I look like the warrior I am. So that's that. And then I'm going to go in with, what color is this? Again, it's matte, not MAC. This is Nars. I'll link the color I used. But this is the brightening concealer. So I usually just put this right here in the corner. See how much brighter it is? Way brighter than the other one. So yeah, that gives me a little bit more brightening effect under the eyes. Make me look more awake and ting, man. More awake and ready for the world. Then I go in and I spray a little bit more of my Charlotte Tilbury spray. Let it dry down a little bit while I put some things up that I've already used. So yeah, I was talking about my nursing career. So then I started nursing. I started in nurse management as a unit manager, and then I worked my way up to an assistant director of nursing, then a director of nursing, regional nurse, divisional nurse, regional nurse again. So right now I am a regional nurse for a company. So what a regional nurse does is that they have a group of skilled nursing facilities, so a group of nursing homes, and you are really like the clinical resource for the director of nursing. So I have a few directors of nursing that if anything is going wrong, if they need help, they call me, but I also do a lot of audits, etc. Look at a lot of things behind the scenes to make sure they stay out of trouble regulatory wise. So that's what I do right now. So the concealer is dried down enough, I think. So what I do is I take my, this is a beauty blender in yellow. In yellow, my favorite color. And I spray it with the MAC, what spray is this? It's the Studio Fix spray. Yeah, Fix Plus. And this one is like it's like a cherry blossom scent. But yeah, I spray it with that. And then let the blend begin. Let the blending begin. So it's all about blending now. A whole heap of blending. So yeah, in terms of, then I use this brush because I want the concealer under my eyes to sit the longest but to give more coverage. So in the meantime, I'm going to use this brush to blend out my contour. Blend out the contour, guys. Let's blend it out. Yeah, so right now, I think, you know, pre-COVID, there were staffing issues. Post-COVID, there are more staffing issues. So we struggle with that. I think almost every company struggles with that. The upside of that is that wages have become a little bit better, a little bit more livable for like the certified nursing assistants, who are, in my opinion, the heart of what we do. Because I don't know, based on, you know, what I do in nursing, I wish there was a nurse that could come tell me that she could do her job effectively without a certified nursing assistant by her side, doing all the day-to-day, the ADLs, the activities of daily living, that includes, I mean, if you're not a nurse, you may not know, but activities of daily living, that's stuff like bathing, eating, all of the things that we do on a daily basis. So your certified nursing assistant, that's the one that's typically doing all of that work. So if there's a nurse in skilled nursing that says, oh, I don't need my CNA, well, child, you're better than me. You're way better than me. Because I do believe that the certified nursing assistants, they are the ones that are the true heroes in what we do. Because they do the hardest work, they get the least pay. So I'm just going to blend this out a little bit, my little nosy thing. And now under the eye. So yeah, I mean, we've seen through COVID, we've seen the true warriors. We've seen the people that remain committed. We've been frustrated. We've been hated on for the nurses that decided to take travel jobs to make more money. What's wrong if somebody wants to make more money? Like, let the people travel and make some money. Why was that so controversial for a lot of people? Like, please. I didn't have that luxury because at the beginning of COVID, right in February of 2020, I decided to change jobs, and I took this gig in Texas, and it was basically like traveling. I was with a Texas-based company. I could still maintain my home in Florida, but for like 3 years, I basically lived in hotels because I was traveling throughout the state. This company had like, 58 skilled nursing facilities in the state. And whenever there was trouble, here comes Roxanne coming to help out. But yeah, so it was kind of bittersweet for me because I didn't get to go home as much, but my mom is still with me. She's gonna be 84 on November 5th. So it was bittersweet because the sweet part of it was that, you know, every day I went into work amongst a whole heap of COVID and I didn't have to bring it home. You know, a lot of us, we undressed, in the garage and stuff, so we wouldn't bring it inside. But I was just going to a hotel room. So I still took precautions, but not as much as I would if I were coming home to my mommy or my kids. So, yep. I was the first nurse on that regional team to be sent into a COVID positive building. I'm putting a little bit more of the really bright concealer. So I don't feel like my under eyes are bright enough. So we're gonna let that dry a little bit. Blend, 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 blend. I'm gonna blend this down again. So yeah, I was first on the scene in the first COVID building. None of us knew what we were doing. But neither did the CDC or anybody that was supposed to be directing us. So, you know, in hindsight, I don't feel so bad because we were flailing. I'm not gonna lie, because they changed their mind about everything. Like every other day, you got a new update about this and about that, and it was like, OMG, guys, get it together. We need to know what to do, what's the right thing. Anyways, but that's a time, that's something that, you know, I don't think in my lifetime will ever experience. And let me tell you, amen to that, because me no want it. I want nothing to do with it. So what I do right now is I set my under eye because I don't want it to start creasing. So I typically just set my under eye. I'm a little unorthodox when it comes to this piece because that's the only place I set right now. Just because I'm gonna crease. And then once I do that, I go in with my liquid blush. And this is from Juvia's place. And this one is called Barbie Rose. It's like orange. So, I don't know why it's called Barbie Rose, but it's orange. Listen, if you're going to use this, 1 drop. Well, maybe 2. 1.5. I'm just extra because I like blush, but this thing is nuclear. Nuclear. So I put the drops right there, as you can see. High up on the cheekbone. So once I do that, I continue setting. Set everywhere I put concealer. I typically use the same beauty blender or beauty sponge that I use to blend the concealer down. Chill, man, I think my line is crooked here, but oh well, I'll fix it. And then for up here, I typically like using a brush. Powder everywhere, but I like using a brush up here to set. So yep, that's setting. And then now I'm gonna start working on putting some powder where I put down my contour. Okay, so now I'm going to first sit properly, and then I'm using this Juvia's Place bronzed. It's dark and it's contour. You could use it for contour or bronzing. I use this for contour, and I have the dark one, and I use the darker one in the bottom, and that's what I use sometimes to just put some powder where I did the liquid. Put a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And then now I take the damp beauty sponge, beauty blender, and I use the back of it to blend out this liquid blush. I told y'all I like blush, so 1.5 is good. If you don't really want to look like a clown, you probably just put a little bit. This thing is nuclear, I'm telling you. Look, I'm blending it out, but it's so, look at the color. It's so there. So I have to do a lot of blending to get this done. A whole heap of blending, me say. A whole heap of blending. Blend, blend, blend. Okay, I know I still look like a clown after blending, but it'll all come together. I promise. So right now I'm just gonna set that blush that I put on. I am going to be using this Morphe brush, and I'm going into the Juvia's Place. This is the Volume 1 blush palette. And there are two colors, like a pink and an orange. I'm going to go with the orangey color. Put a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Just a little bit, because listen, you don't need much more color after this. Unless you're me. Because I'm just a little extra. But then I'm going to blend it all together. I promise it's not going to look so stark. So yeah, that is basically what I do for a living. It's a 24/7 thing, you know. Patients don't take July 4th off from getting sick or whatever. They don't, you know, they don't behave badly during the during the hours of 9 to 5. It's a non-stop thing. So are there any people out there that still want to be nurses? Like, seriously. Because what we've been seeing in the industry, especially since COVID, we have more people leaving the industry than people joining the industry. And you know what? It's, again, bittersweet. It breaks my heart because we need amazing nurses. But the flip side of that is, if you don't want to be there, if you think you're going to come into nursing because you're going to get a stable job, which it is, a good salary, which it's decent, but you don't have the heart for it, because to me, nursing is more than a career, it's a calling. So if you weren't called to service, you're gonna burn out like super quick. So if you have the emotional intelligence to know that, child, this is not for me, please listen to your emotional, intelligent self, okay? Don't just jump into it because you're like, oh, they need me, they're going to be paying me good, I better get on this bandwagon. Because this profession, it could be so rewarding, but it could take so much away from you. I remember the first time I actually lost a patient. I remember the first time I ever made a medication error. Like, these things stick to you. I remember the first time a patient's family cursed me out. Like, I remember the first time a patient called me the N-word. I remember these things, okay? They're highs and lows. Yeah, so you gotta be ready, y'all. We're looking for a few good men, women to join the industry as always, but you know, it's not all fun and games. There's a lot more involved. You know, I remember when I was a director of nursing, when my CNAs were acting out, they didn't want to do their job, this. I would have meetings and I would say, guys, you know Panera is hiring, right? So if this is not for you, go to Panera. I actually like Panera. I love Panera. Maybe you'll do better there. Maybe you just don't do well taking care of people. So in that capacity. Okay, so when I want to be a little bit extra, which I guess I do today, I just put a little bit of setting powder right here to kind of give me a little bit more contour in the cheeks. And I just let it sit for a minute while I do my mascara under my eyes and touch up my eyes itself. So the mascara I'm using is this one. This one is from the Max Stack. I love this mascara. I really want to try the Sephora one. I think it was Veronica says. She has the her other channel, Essential Veronica, which I had no idea about until maybe a couple weeks ago. And you know, she does makeup and stuff over there. Very cool content. Oh, woo, poke my own eye. Y'all should check it out. But yeah, in terms of nursing, if you want to become a nurse, if you're really, really serious about it, we need you. We definitely need you. Whatever like part of nursing you want to be, you know. A lot of nurses love the hospital, you know, the ER, the ICU. You know, there's so many choices. But, you know, OB. I can tell you, I remember my my OB rotation like it was yesterday. Because like I said, we were in Cali. I went to nursing school in California. And there's this Hispanic lady. I think she was from Mexico. And she was in labor. And I was assigned to that nurse that day. Boy, y'all, I had to pull out my Espanol. Because the nurse was like, you know how to count in Spanish? I need you to help me. While I do this, you do that. And I want you to count with her. So I'm like, uno, dos, tres, man. And that's when I decided, not because I had to count in Espanol. I couldn't see all of that all day, every day. That's when I decided that, okay, maybe that sector of nursing is not for me. Again, very rewarding. I have some nurse friends that are in OB and they love it. But I was like, I don't want to see this all day, every day. I can't. I simply cannot. Oh my God. Okay, so now I'm going to do a little bit of highlighter. And I'm going to use this palette right here from Hourglass. I don't want to blind you. Show you. And it's just like 3 little highlighters for my skin tone. It's not super loud. I won't be glowing from down the street. But I have like a little glow. Especially since I used a really matte foundation. And then I take a little bit and I put it down the nose. Just so, oh, that wasn't a little bit. Child, why am my hand so heavy? There we go. A little bit on the Cupid's bow. So at this point, what I tend to do is this. I take my Sephora Micro Finishing Cream. Is that, what is it? Micro Smooth. And I kind of use this with a really fluffy brush. This is from Real Techniques. And I just basically go in and try to put it all together. Try to get the blend blended a little bit more. You know, you could still see the dimensions of the makeup, but you kind of just pull it together with this. That's what I do right now. Then I take my spray it down a little bit. Let it dry, let it dry. Okay, so y'all, right now I'm going back into that Maneater palette, and I'm going to use, I think, this gold right here, a little bit of this gold right here. I don't know if it translates, but it's a pretty gold, and I'm just going to be using it like in the corner of my eyes, just to kind of wake me up a little bit. Wake me up before you go. Yeah, I have a song for everything. Sorry. These songs live rent-free in my head constantly. So just right here in the corner. Just to really open up my eyes. That is what I do. Yeah, so if you're thinking of becoming a nurse, or if you're already a nurse, I want to hear from you. How do you feel? Like, if you're thinking of becoming a nurse, what's your motivation? And if you're already a nurse, let me know which sector of nursing do you work in? Are you enjoying it? Do you wish you were a stripper because this is too hard? Oh my gosh. You know, there's a lot of pressure on us these days. There's always been a lot of pressure on us, but it's like, you know, you're being asked to do more with less, and that is uber frustrating, to say the least. So now let's go on to the lips. I'm gonna wipe off my my little gloss that I got on. And then I'm gonna use this is Teddy from MAC, so it's like a darker chestnut, really. I feel like my lips have a almost like a natural liner in itself, so I typically don't put too much liner on, especially if it's like a brown one. And then I'm going to be using this Gucci lippy. Child, I can't read it. Presbyopia, that's what it's called. AKA old lady eyes. It's like a nude. Pinky nude. Really pinky nude. I don't know if I love it. But what I'm going to do is put a little bit of Fenty gloss, the universal one, the first one that they came out with. Put that. That usually fixes everything. Yes, it does. I'm giving it like a really soft, I'm not trying too hard, lip. Yes. And I think that's all. I'm going to spray a little bit more spritz spray on me. And I'll be right back, dressed and, you know, ready to go to the happiest place on earth. Okay, y'all, I am back. I am ready to go. Ready to go. So I hope you enjoyed the video. But wait, yeah. But wait, there's more. I want to tell you my scent of the day. So my scent of today is this one here from Byredo, and this is La Tulipe. So I spoke about this fragrance before. I absolutely love it. Nobody really talks about it. It's like a clean, fresh floral fragrance. There's freesia, there's rhubarb, there's pink tulip, I think, and in the base there's vetiver and some woody notes. So it's just, it's fresh, it's girly, perfect for a day like this where the high is going to be 85, and I'm going to be out in the elements. This gives me about 5 to 6 hours on the skin, but when I'm sweating a little bit, you know, it does more, like it projects more. Projection and sillage, I would say it's moderate. I definitely do overspray. This is where my dent is. It's almost done, y'all. But Christmas is coming. It's coming. And I'm going to Disney, you know, so when you wish upon a star. Y'all know that. So, yep. La Tulipe by Byredo is my scent of the day. I really hope you enjoyed this video. This was requested by one of my subbies. Her name is Veronica Adams. And I hope you enjoyed it, Veronica. This is what I call kind of like my everyday glam. It's quick. I could do this in 40 minutes or so. That's quick for me, y'all. Because sometimes I would sit in front of my vanity for 2 hours and just do this, do that, run around. But of course, today I wanted to be efficient. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. And yeah, tell me in the comments below, are you a nurse? Are you thinking of becoming a nurse? You know, I want to know. Let's talk nursing. Let's talk nursing in the comments. And yeah, like I always say, we can be whatever we want to be in this world. But while we're getting there, while we're persevering, working hard, we got to smell like good people. Smell fabulous at all times. See y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.